Our guest today is a five-time PBR finals qualifier, an NFR qualifier, a PBR major champion, winning the Iron Cowboy in 2011, posting a career high score of 95 points, a singer, a songwriter, a husband and father, broadcaster working for the PBR, our friend from Texas, Mr. Colby Yates. Colby, how are you today?
I'm great. You guys?
Good,
We're
man.
just happy to see you, buddy. It's been a
Oh
while.
man, I'm so happy to see you guys. I miss y'all.
You know what? We used to get to
I've
see
been
each
to
other.
Canada in a long time.
I know. We used to get to see each other 2 or 3 times a year. We're going on probably World Finals, I guess, or maybe even more than that. When was your last event up here? Kelowna. Come to
That's
Kelowna.
right.
Remember? Yeah. And I didn't get to go to the World Finals the last year because we had an event over top. So yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Things been good. You and Cutter have been staying out of trouble.
Yeah, we've been trying to. Cutter's, he has his moments, so we've
well, he's 10.
We've been doing pretty good. We've been kind of laying low because of all this COVID stuff. So
yeah,
not too much going on.
That's all right. Well, let's hop into it. Let's get going right now. We'll start with your career. Obviously, one of on Pro Bull Stats, credited as one of the best bull riders of all time. Went to the NFR, like we said, PBR finals. We'll start with how you kind of got into bull riding. Obviously, from Texas, born in Fort Worth. Was bull riding from day one? Was that all you ever knew? Was that all you ever wanted to do, or what? How was your?
Yeah, really. To be honest with you, probably a lot of people don't know this, but when I was a kid, I guess I would say probably 6 to 8 years old. I raced bicycles.
Oh shit!
Like BMX bicycles.
Yeah.
Went to the state finals or nationals, which was in Colorado Springs, and I don't know, I was like 7 or something. And,
did you win?
No, I didn't. I didn't win.
But you made it. You made it.
I did make it. But it was that's kind of where I was. But we really didn't know that. My family was in it. My dad used to ride bulls, and my brother, kind of found a picture, and that's just kind of how it got started. He said, I want to do this, and I was like, "You're doing it first," like that's just I'm not gonna. No. So and it just took off from there, man. And like the fire built, pretty early. And it's kind of funny to see Cutter, was playing hockey. Hadn't played for a while since it shut down, but that was one of those things that it's easy for me to look at now, back when I was a kid, because really I didn't have the fire for bull riding until I was about 12 years old. And that's when I was like pushing hard, like, let's go, enter me up. I'm ready. Let's practice. Let's do it every day. Let's go. You know? And then
were you able to practice every day at 12, 13? Like, did you have a place you could go whenever you wanted to get on?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was really good. We actually, had access to the local arena where we lived, and we bought, steers and little young bulls to be able to practice on. We'd go anytime we want to. It was really a good thing to be able to get on all the time.
So you had a good support system. Like your dad was right there with you the whole time, kind of not pushing you, but always there to give you a hand and give you some advice.
Yeah, pretty much. And like just the basics really. And then I kind of took it off, to the left on my own after that. Like, is it you really, as a bull rider, and you learn this individually, that you can learn the basics all you want, but everybody rides completely different than one another, and you got to figure that all out on your own. And that's just one thing that you're not going to figure out unless you have the drive. So fast forward, I went high school rodeoed, did local high school here, high school rodeo in Saginaw, Texas, here in the DFW Metroplex. And it's not really associated with state or nationals or anything like that. But it's a really, really good place to learn a lot. And I felt like I learned, a whole bunch there. Just went to those finals every year, but I also did region rodeo, went to state finals, and never did go to the national finals, national high school finals. But from there, I went to college. You got a scholarship at Vernon Junior College.
Yep.
And you know, that was a pretty good experience for me too. I liked going there to that junior college, and that's where I was introduced to Canadian people. Good old Scott Schiffner, Jason Pinkbeiner, Blair Hansen. There was
Blair. I forgot Blair was down there with that group.
Yeah, that's a good name drop. I like that one. When I junior rodeo, I went with Blair Hansen. Like CC.
Blair rode on the Built Ford Tough.
Yep.
Blair did some.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Shiloh Claypool was there as well.
Yeah.
Another good name. Another one. Yeah, fucking right. There we go.
Yeah, man. Like, I like fell in love with y'all people at that point. Like, those guys were nuts, man. I thought I was crazy. They were
Yeah. Would you agree that Canadians can drink beer better than Americans?
I didn't know at that point in my life, I didn't even know people woke up and drank whiskey. Like, I didn't understand that. Like, I mean, it's like, as soon as you don't even give yourself just enough time to turn over and grab the bottle. Like, what the hell?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, it was so awesome. We did some really stupid shit, man. It was fun. But anyway, college, right? As far as the career goes, we rodeoed and went to the college finals in 2001 and realized that I never wanted to go back there again because that was a total shit show.
Really?
I mean, the Bulls were like, it was just mixed. It may be better now. I haven't been in so long, but
what year was that?
2001.
2001.
And it ended up, I was just like, okay, whatever. I don't want to do this anymore. But Tarleton State asked me to come back, and so I went back there for about a semester, and and I ended up leaving there on hard terms, on my own terms, right? That was another funny one. But I just decided that, like, I didn't want to go back to the college finals, and that I really had my mind set on making, qualifying for the national finals, right? So when I was a kid, PBR wasn't around, like when I started. And so I'd set my goals early on that I wanted to be at the national finals. And so that's, what I wanted to pursue first. So when I made that decision, I was in college, and I went, had to go to college rodeo one weekend. And I tell this teacher, this English teacher, and she was pretty decent looking, and I tell her, I said, hey, look, I know this reports due, this papers due, but look, I've got this college rodeo, and I'm thinking, this is cowboy capital of the world. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, no problem, buddy, you just take care of that later. Kind of deal. Not so much. They didn't care. They're like, I don't really give two shits about rodeo or whatever. If you don't, turn it in, well, then you're going to get a 0. And I'm like, might as well just go ahead and chalk it up, because I'm not going to be ready, right? Yeah. Chalk it up as 0. Well, I get back, and, supposedly what was told to the class or the group was that we needed to have our papers, we need to write our papers, have them written, and then we're going to type them when we get in the class, on Monday. And so I just have my paper written. So I get there and I'm typing on this computer. All these people are in class, the computer's next to me. Like, no shit, the person next to me has like a paragraph typed. I've got maybe 2 sentences typed on this computer. And
you're doing
the person,
that.
just one finger. I don't even use this hand. So the other person next to me on the left, may have a little bit more than a paragraph written or whatever. Out of all the people in this classroom, that teacher comes and picks me out.
Oh, yeah.
And tries to set an example out of me because I've got 2 sentences typed. And she's like, why don't you have this paper typed? And I'm like, looking over here to this person and this person. I'm like, what do you mean? I've got it written. I'm going to type it. That's what we're in the computer class. No, you're supposed to have the draft typed already. I can't believe you don't even care, whatever. So she tries to make this example out of me. And I was like, look here, bitch. I said, I stood up at this point.
I'm a fucking cowboy.
I was like, you're going about this the wrong fucking way if you're trying to get my phone number. And I just completely walked out. The class exploded, right? And I never went back. So like I made sure that I totally ruined this for the rest of my life, and that I would never even be able to go back because my grades would be so screwed up, you know, from failing or, you know, just not even dropping out. I just quit. That I would never have to go back and mess with it again. So I did a good job.
Style. You did it in style.
Yeah, that's it. So I pursued my route to the National Finals Rodeo, and I did just that in 2002.
Yep.
Was probably
and that was your first year at the NFR 02?
2002.
Were you a rookie that year?
That's the year. Well, you just about won it. Come down to one bull that year, did it not?
It did, yeah. That was crazy. That's probably one of my best careers, like, or, you know, seasons that I had. You know, the bulls were obviously not what the PBR was, but even at that time, but
yeah, but they're still the rankest bulls then.
Colby. Oh yeah,
it was, yeah. And that's just, you know, like I was so consistent. I was so driven to get there. I knew I was going to get there. I think I went in 7th in the standings, and when I got there, it just, you know, I don't know. It just seemed like things were going my way. And you obviously know that, Tanner, is, you know, you get in that situation and you're like, you feel like you can't be beat. Although I didn't ride 10 bulls, you know, I rode quite a few of them and just had some big success. So in that, you know, in the finals, I bucked off of Border Patrol, 101 Border Patrol, in the first round at like 7.9 seconds. Like, I mean, it was going to be huge, you know. Yep. Again, on my second bull was a Canadian bull called Outlaw.
Calgary Stampede.
The big longhorn of the Calgary Stampede.
Big longhorn. That's right. And he did ass whip me in a couple jumps, and that was it. But I came back in round 3, and I won the round. I was like 94 points in round 3 on a Kish bull.
Yep.
And then round 5 rode David Bailey bull. Rode 6. Round 6, I rode a bull that I actually had previously rode at the college finals that year before. I think it was like a Corco bull or something. And then I bucked off again in 6. Bucked off, or maybe I bucked off in 7. Oh, here's one to add in. So Don Kish, I get on his bull in round 7. And the bull comes out, little gray bull, so cool. Like, they won so much money on this bull. And I was like, all day long, I was going to ride this bull. He breaks his back, like 3rd jump.
Okay.
Goes down, sits down like a dog. And they get the bull out, you know, the vets take care of the bull or whatever. And Don Kish got drunk that night at the Gold Coast, and he came up to me and he's like, serious as shit. He's like, my bulls have no mercy for you. And I'm like, this wasn't my fault, man. Like, what are you talking about, you know? So I took that as an insult, and I was like, okay, all right, you son of a bitch. Like, I'll show you. All right, that's fine. Just better hope I don't draw one of your bulls again, right? So anyway, fast forward, round 8, I rode the Bug and Bull of the Year, Unforgiven, for 95 points.
Yeah.
Good old jump kicker. I wasn't judging. Don't, you know.
Hey,
dude.
Don't hold
Big eliminating.
Take
fucking,
the win. Take the win.
Yeah.
So then fast forward round 9, I draw a Kish bull, a bull called Splinter.
Yeah.
And I ended up taking him down for 92 points and just kind of giving old Kish a giggle back behind the buck and shoot whenever I got off. Just left it at that.
You're like
but it came down.
You're
to
like the Michael
round.
Jordan. Have you seen the Michael Jordan The Last Dance where he's sitting in the chair and all the memes now where he's like, and I took that personally. That's you. The dog just took that fucking personally. So I went 92 in round 9.
That was me.
Yeah.
I've done that on a couple occasions with stock contractors. But getting to the 10th round, like I had no idea that I was really, I'm just winning and having fun. Like, didn't really even think about the world standings or where I was or whatever, you know. Everybody's talking about it at this point. Like, it's round 10, all you got to do, you know, just maintain the course. Well, I'm towards the end, and literally all I had to do was stay on this bull. I had a bull called Blackhawk of Jerry Nelson's, and I was literally tetrified of this bull. Seriously. So back when I was rodeoing, I used to rodeo.
Yeah, you'd seen him somewhere before, obviously.
I had seen the bad part of it. I was rodeoing with a guy named Philip Elkins, who was phenomenally talented, right? But I don't know if the heart was there like 100%. And if it would have been, he'd won multiple world titles. I mean, he was that good. He got on him in Prescott or Flagstaff, Arizona. This bull hit him so hard. I thought he was dead on impact, like completely. It scared the mess out of me just being there as a friend. He hit this bull and went up after the impact about 15 feet in the air, and he was out cold for a long time. He woke up, and of course, we slapped him around a little bit and made him get in the truck. We had to go to another one.
Gotta go.
But that moment stuck with me, right? And so here I am. I'm sitting down with this bull. Sid Steiner just got done winning his world title in the steer wrestling, and he's bound and determined that I'm bringing this home to Texas. We're going to take it. He's like, I'm pulling your rope. We're taking this home. I'm like, bring it on. Let's do it. This bull's steadily freaking just jacking up the front of this bucking chute to where there's no slat left, right? And I'm thinking, holy shit, I'm going to die. But it'll be worth it if I win. Yeah. So I'm going to go through with this, right? End up nodding my head. Bull kicks out. Comes around the right away from my hand. I got him stuck, and he just shits out of it right at the end. So I don't know, it was 6.5 seconds or something. I get bucked off of this bull, and I'm thinking, you got to be shitting me. Bluestone is in the alley. They're showing him on the screen. Yeah. And he's got his head in his hands because he thought he'd already lost because he just knew I was going to stay on this bull, and didn't happen. I choked.
Damn.
You think about that lots, Colby?
No,
I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm not trying to put salt in the wound.
I really don't. It's. I mean, I do. I reminisce about it, but even at that moment, I thought to myself after the moment, I gave myself a little bit of time to chill down a little bit, but after the moment, I was like, how cool is that? Just to be in that situation, when I was a kid watching it on TV, and I'd see Ted Noose or, Tough or Ty Murray or whoever's in that situation where it comes down to that last bull in the 10th round, that, just the anticipation of it all and the suspense. I was actually in that moment. I was like,
yeah, you got to live that. Yeah. That's unreal.
How many more NFRs did you get to after that one?
Zero, absolutely zero.
You just went the once?
Yeah, I got mud holed every year. I had shoulder surgeries and broken bones, and I was just beat up bad. The next year after, 2003, I was off to a great start. I won Red Bluff. I had $40,000. I had $40-something thousand won by March. Yeah. It was going my way, but then I just got derailed and was out, for pretty much the rest of the season.
Yeah. So then what?
If the rules would have been changed, though, I probably would have made a couple more finals because I ended up just on the brink of it. There was one year I came back and I had one event to go to. It was Dallas. They had the season tour finales or whatever. Yeah. Well, I'd already made the winter tour finale, so I made the finale of the finales. Whatever, there's so much crap going on. And I had to win $7,500 or something like that, and I ended up winning over that amount. But a lot of that was ground money, and the ground money didn't count, so therefore I didn't. Oh shit! I didn't make it. And now they count ground money for sure.
So is that when you got pissed off and said, "Fuck it, I'm going to the PBRs"?
No, not really. I had wanted to. I dabbled just a little bit here and there. And I think for me, it was the confidence thing. I wanted to make sure, after the NFR, I thought, okay, I can make this, I can go to the PBR and do really good. But I kept getting hurt. But, then it becomes that one thing that all of these rodeo guys face right now. It's like, if I leave this, I'm leaving everything that I've built up. All of my qualifications are going out the window. And that was me. That was what held me back most of the time. Like, I went to a couple PBRs. I won Ross Coleman's, PBR in 2004 up there in Oregon. Went to, one in 2005 and one, but I just kind of went one here and there and just never really committed. And so 2006, I said, never mind. I'm throwing it all away, all my qualifications. I don't care anymore. I'm going to the PBR 100% all in. And I made the first cut. It was me and JB, Billy Robinson.
Oh, cool.
Billy Robinson, there's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Hey, before we get into the PBR side of it, Jason's just jumping right to the fucking end of it before we get to the start. Christ's sakes. During those rodeo days when you're traveling and like that first year you made the NFR in 02, the college days, is that when you started learning the guitar, when you started playing music? We got to get into that side of it too, because this is also the Music Corner episode that we're a part of here. Obviously on the Bad to Lay Down tour, probably at that time. And is that like, where did the guitar come into play? And was that just something that you did while you were rodeoing, or was that something that, I don't know, did you look at that further?
That's a good question. Yeah. So like when I was a kid, I was always interested in music. And, maybe a lot of that had to do with my grandmother was in a famous gospel music band called the Chuck Wagon Gang. They sold millions of records, and, that was all over the place when gospel music was really a big thing,
Wow.
And so
So you followed in her footsteps with your gospel music album, your first one.
Kind of just didn't sing as I just didn't sing as good as her. And my songs were a little bit, or maybe a lot different. Man. Yeah. Look.
Did she ever listen to any of your songs?
Do what?
Did she ever listen to any of your songs?
Oh Lord, thank God, no, she didn't. I would have been disowned, pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what we grew up like.
But like that was it. Like I was, and still. So to answer your question, really got more involved in college. Like I had no idea how to play the guitar.
Really?
So, yeah. So, I knew somebody who smoked a lot of Marlboro Reds.
JB.
And they had to program through Marlboro, who, if you smoked enough, you could get these items. Well, this person smoked enough to got me a Marlboro guitar, and that's what I learned on.
No way. Oh, that is awesome.
That's cool shit.
Yeah. So I had this Marlboro guitar, and I learned on that in college. Granted, I was not a natural. It was not easy. It was very frustrating. Therefore, I broke that guitar over one of my college friends' head after.
So we're not going to get a song on the Marlboro guitar tonight.
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that it wasn't that. I would have pictured you just picking that up and playing a guitar. That's just because you do it so well.
The way that you play
it. I sure wish, there's people out there like Luke Kaufman is one of those guys. Like he's just an anomaly.
Naturally,
like you just listen to the song and boom, you can play it. I can do that, but it takes me a little bit longer than it does anybody else,
I just want to hear Luke play the guitar sometime between normal business hours. I always hear him between 2 a.m. and 5. That's the only time.
You're not going to.
With his slide beer bottle. He likes to play that slide.
That's talented.
Yeah, that is really good.
That's straight up talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, and I think too that, I had started playing the guitar and I really kind of just started messing around with writing songs, and, I had to learn how to really play and sing at the same time and make that all mesh together, you know, like most people do when they play. It's a process that you go through. Tanner, you play, I know you know about that process too. You know, it's a little bit, your rhythm gets off when you start to sing, and then it's, you know, kind of a mess, but
you just play it and sing it all the same way. That's how I play it.
there you go. Yeah. It all comes together at some point, right? So, yeah, but man, like I had a lot of fun with it. You know, I was probably really terrible at college, but I feel like I got better pretty quick, was able to start writing music. I began, you know, writing songs, and I wrote Heading to the Rodeo was the first song I ever wrote. But at that point, I was really like everybody else in college, really just trying to find their self, right? You're out on your own, and you're trying to, you know, figure out who you are. And at that point, I knew I was wild, and I did, you know, so I wrote some kind of
wild shit.
Well, you write what you're, like it's as bad as it sounds, but yeah, you just write what you're in, right? You're just fucking having fun with buddies and pissing
like,
around.
We were wolves out there, man.
Yeah.
We were wolves out there, and that's what I wrote about. And so after the finals, I was like, you know, after the national finals, I was like, I'm gonna buy this little recording thing. Like it was new out on the market. And I was just, you know, I'm gonna see if I can mess with something, see if I can burn it, you know, put some tracks down to just give guys down the road. Like I literally never sold any of those. The only CD I've ever sold was the last one I put out.
Yeah.
That I did back in Nashville. But yeah, that was really my inspiration. And obviously I'm just writing songs about what I know about, what I'm getting into, and rodeo, you know, that's kind of what I knew. So it was a lot of fun. I think it took off more than I ever expected it to, you know, like people in faraway places are going, man, I heard that song, you know, whatever.
Well, right. I think
crazy one it is.
Yeah. You'd have been right there when the whole downloading music started, right? That was probably
Napster and all.
Yeah. That's how I had your famous tune. Chad Pegan. Chad Pegan had it downloaded.
Oh, it blew up.
Put it on my iPad.
Yeah. But see, that's it. And I left that all up to the people who knew better, who were smarter than me, because I just burnt the CD and passed it out, and everybody else shared it from there, which, you know, I didn't care. You know, some people were like, why aren't you making money on this? I'm like, that's not what it's about. Like, that's not why I did that. Like, I put cover songs on there. They weren't all my original stuff, you know. I put cover songs and just things that, you know, just to give somebody something to listen to while they're going down the road. We spent so many hours on the road. I never really thought it would ever evolve to what it did. And if it wasn't for, you know, being in the PBR, it wouldn't have, right? And being around some of those people, meeting Win Varble and you know, all of those guys that really helped me along the way to get me into Nashville.
What was the story where you had a sound system and you guys would tour it down the road when you were rodeoing?
Yeah, that was that was what we did. So I'm passing out CDs, just here you go, y'all can have them. But while we're at the rodeo, there's so much downtime, you know, after the event, and we're partying and drinking and having fun. And I bought this big old sound system that was huge. These big speakers, they come on stands. It was like a big crate on wheels, and it had these big speakers on the stands, and you just fold it all out, set it up, and it had mixers. You could plug you know, a bunch of different stuff in if somebody else had a guitar or whatever. And we carried it like it sat in the shower on top of the rigging bags. We strapped it all in, and everybody was okay with it, you know, because Cheyenne was like one of the biggest ones, you know.
Really?
That was we'd set up like you'd have everybody, like ropers and bareback riders and bronc riders, bull riders, just everybody just out in this big group.
All the carnies.
And I've got the thing set up, and I'm providing entertainment, man.
That's cool.
Similar to Ryan Bingham, right? Like same. Ryan Bingham worked for you know, rodeo outfit, worked for Bad Company, and would just play after the rodeos and shit for everybody that was involved, and kind of the same thing. It just kept growing, right?
Yeah, so he was just really, really talented.
Yeah, he's all right.
He actually, you know what? I call bullshit on that, Colby. I got that.
Yeah, you were
doing
fucking
heart. you and Harv Stewart come up to. I was trying to figure out this today, and I know where it was. You guys come to Chilliwack, British Columbia.
Oh yeah.
And your in your album, Right Amount of Renegade, you must just dropped it like within a certain amount of time. And I don't know if who we had playing tunes there. Must have been Ted, one of Ted's first ones. But I had him get that, Wild Ride loaded up. And we had it as our pre-event song. And you're like, nice, thanks, man. And I'm like, hey, yeah, it's a good tune. It's a good tune.
That's awesome, man. Like they still, and that's the thing, like they're still doing that at these events. Like Richard Jones and all of them will play it,
Is that the go-to song, Wild Ride?
They play a little bit of everything. I think they'll play Same Old Bull. That's one of, a lot of people's favorites. So they'll play that one and just whatever. They'll play that song about my granddad, Right Amount of Renegade. They'll play just, a little bit of everything, I'll hear it in my ears, I'm thinking, I know that. Okay.
Speaking of your granddad, he pretty inspirational guy for you, huh?
Man, he really was. And I was young, but he had a one of those old school mindsets. It was one of those things, right? Like he was so influential to me. Obviously I wrote a song. I wrote 2 songs about him. There's another one on there, on that same CD that I put out in 2011. That's it's about him too. It's, I'll think of the name here in a minute, but of the song. But I did Right Amount of Renegade, and then sorry, I got people walking around here. I did, Right Amount of Renegade, and then I wrote another one about him too. But that's the thing. Like, I wanted to be able to share that experience. The kind of man he was. That's right. Yeah. And that was one of those things, like and a lot of people can relate to that. I still have a lot of people come up to me, now and say, man, that's my granddad too, but I feel like there was a lot of unique similarities to people back then, the same group, same age group, kind of same wavelength, I guess. But it's just anything you said, you could take it to the bank, I feel like nowadays, and maybe it has to do with parenting, but I just feel like, now there's really no loyalty out there.
No, and handshake isn't what a handshake used to be.
It's not, it's funny to see, kids like they spend more time texting each other than actually picking up the phone and calling.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy to me, but that's, that's the world we live in. So
Colby, Colby, is it something you would think about picking up and pursuing or pushing hard again at, or is that kind of just
the music deal?
Yeah.
No.
No,
I quit fair and square, buddy. And I don't have to go back. Just like bull riding, I don't have to get back on again.
You proved it.
So we're pretty lucky then. We're pretty lucky then today.
Yeah, we feel pretty fortunate. We're going to get to hear a tune we hear.
Yeah, man. I'll maybe you might get to hear half of it if I can remember. Like I said, when I quit, I just quit. I don't play that much anymore.
That was it. Just said I'm done.
Every now and then I'll pick it up, but we got stuff going on, so I get a couple strums in there, and I got something else to do. So, but
let's pick that
music
sucker up.
Like, no, I'm not going to go back to that. I realize how tough that business is, and that industry. It is not easy, man. Like if any of y'all go to Nashville, people know this around the world. Like if you go to Nashville and you go down those little Broadway and hit those little pubs back and forth, you'll go back and forth and you're going to hear some of the most amazing singers that you've ever heard in your life, but they can't make it.
Yeah.
Right.
And, I think it's political and it's controlled. That way it's very tough, to make it. So I was like, I'm not, like at the time I quit riding bulls, I was thinking, I think I was 31 maybe. And Cutter was little. And I was like, there's no possible way that I am going and cutting my teeth in some smoky bar till 2 in the morning at 31 years old. I'm just not going to do
this kid. Yeah.
Yeah. So just have fun with it. My music's still out there on iTunes, and I just
let's rock one. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's
one?
time, eh, boys? It's time.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this, boy.
Now you're putting me under pressure.
Hey,
none whatsoever, buddy.
You've been in a lot more pressure than this.
Yeah, guarantee it.
Let's see. Hey, you know what? Just to end this though. That guy, there's a guy there that I'm like infatuated with his music. He's from Canada, the Coulter Wall guy.
Oh yeah.
Saskatchewan boy too.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, he's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
And his old man was a great premier.
Yep, Premier Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
That's the kind of politicians we all need across the whole wide world right there.
Yeah.
Dude, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's unreal.
Yeah, anyway, I like his music. So I'm going to play you one of mine.
Sounds good, brother.
Let's see. What am I going to do? Which one am I playing?
Whatever one you want.
Yeah. If you know Heading to the Rodeo, that's my life.
Okay. All right. I'll do that one. I haven't done that in, 20 years probably. Still out there on Napster.
Damn right.
You might have to help me with the words on this one. Tanner, you probably remember it. Me and my boys are heading to the rodeo. Gonna fill our pockets full of dough. Gonna take that old Cadillac. The radio cranked up, the seats cranked back. Gonna stick my hand up in that rope. Not for 90 and I better not choke. Them fans are standing up on their feet. Gonna make a hero out of me. 'Cause you know you wanna win the round. When that brand comes around, you better cock your hammer down. Don't quit till your head hits the ground. Go on and lift a leg and spur. You got to get up in the net. Step off and pick up your chair. I remembered it so far.
Really good, brother.
Just a friendly talk, father and son. Said, son, I know that you're number one. But you know it's like I always said. Just right before you nod your head. You know you wanna win the round. So when that brindle comes around, you better cock your hammer down. Don't quit till your head hits the ground. Go on and let the leg spur. You got to get up in the net. Step off and pick up your chair.
Yeah, Katie. Say hi to Katie for me, would you?
Katie.
Tell her I miss her.
Always got a crowd around here somewhere, man.
Damn. Hey, I just got to
Right
tell
where
you.
you left off. Right where you left off, eh?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Northern Saskatchewan, 15, 14 years old, junior steer riding. Me and, there's a couple of us, Logan Catholic, a group of us, and somehow, same thing, Napster, some fucking way we found this album of yours, knew that you went to the NFR, and legit lived on it, So I feel like when we were in Tulsa one year, I remember you were playing it for us. You kept forgetting the words, and Nathan Shopper, remember Shopper?
Oh,
He just had like
dude.
he just had a mental. He's like, Colby, this is my youth. I need you to remember the words. I was like, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Come on, we got to get him to figure this out.
That's two names now you brought up. Billy Robinson and Nathan Shopper. That's what I love about these pods. You just open up the book and turn. Oh,
Ned Cross, we talked about.
Yeah.
Were you in St. Tite? Did you ever come to St. Tite,
No,
Quebec?
I didn't go.
Oh,
Okay.
good thing.
Oh,
You should have.
I heard.
I love Ned until Ned has 2 beers, and then I don't love Ned no more.
Everybody did.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. There was a lot of forgetfulness with me, especially on the stage. And it was really funny because I'm sure the people that were listening to my music like, he's messed up and he really doesn't care. That's one time we were at Ross Coleman's bull riding, and I had to play. So a lot of times at the bull ridings of PBR, I would play the after parties at, what was back then the Built Ford Tough. They had these after parties set up with a stage and a band or whatever. Well, I'd go play them. And
Jack
Ross
Daniels
Coleman,
after parties.
Yeah, Ross Coleman had me come, play at his bull riding before the bull riding. Obviously, I'm riding. Harv Stewart is completely wasted. I mean, all the way gone. And, and he's entered. He was like, Yates, I'm going to come up there and I'm going to sing some songs with you. And I'm like, absolutely you are. Yes, you are. Come on up, Harv. He gets up there and he was like,
Team Enterprise. Sure.
He gets up there and he was like, hey, I don't really want to sing, but can I tell some jokes? And I was like, hell yeah, Harv, you can tell some jokes. So I'd sing a song and then he'd tell a joke. And he screwed the jokes up so bad, nobody laughed. And so I'd have to quickly play another song so that they would get off the subject, right? Like and he stayed up there for the whole set. Like he just kept on telling these jokes.
Oh man.
Well, then he goes and he's like, I'm really messed up, man. Like I'm not gonna ride. I don't want to ride. And I was like, okay, maybe you probably shouldn't. Well, next thing I know, I see him over there. He's putting his stuff on. Well, that's only because Clint Atkins told him, dude, if you don't get on that bull, I don't care what state you're in, I'm going to get on him for you. And I was like, oh, hell no.
I can't do that to you.
Yeah, I'm getting on. And anyway, I'll make a long story short just to finish it up. Harv did get on. He makes the championship round, the short round, and he gets on this bull that's just a record, right? I can't remember what the bull was, Little Brennel. Spins 90 miles an hour. Harv's going to be so dizzy. He doesn't even have, he's lost his bootstraps. He can't find them anywhere. And I'm like, Harv, I'm looking down, going to pull his rope. I'm like, Harv, you don't have any bootstraps on. And he's like, huh? He's like, bootstraps. Look at your feet. He goes, oh, okay. I'm okay. I'm like, you're not okay. You're going to lose both of your boots and you're going down. And that's what happened. I mean, this bull puts him in the freaking whirlwind and goes to smoking him. And Joe Bumgardner is like, gosh damn it, Harv, move! Get up! And Harv's just like trying to figure out where he's at the whole time. It was so funny, man.
Yeah. Harv, you traveled a lot of miles with Harv, huh?
I did Harv and Pistol, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I did, parts of the year traveled with Lou Snyder, and then when I first got on the PBR, it was Jason Bennett and Stephen Shelley.
Okay.
And then I got in with Luke Snyder, and then Shivers went for a while, and then, you know, rounding it out was Harv and Pistol. And we packed a pretty good time.
You still keep in touch with Harv?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was the best man in his wedding.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And he's doing good. Him and Pistol, both. Pistol still goes to the PBRs, some velocity tours, taking some bulls, and
oh, is he?
Yeah, living life. They're doing that bull team competition thing.
Yeah.
So who would have been your musical influences? Obviously, you talk about your grandma, and then the songs you write. Obviously, at the start were just kind of funny and having a good time with the boys. And then when you had to do your album, like you say, you went to Nashville and got a record deal. How did that kind of all work out? And what did you kind of base your music after?
You know, I don't really know if I had like a specific influence, you know, like, oh, I want to kind of be in this realm, or like this guy, or kind of my music like this. You know, basically when I was in Nashville, I told the guys that I was with, Win Barble was really one of the big reasons why I was there. Mike Talaferro was a guy that was a manager that had, you know, that hooked me up a lot too. Great guy. And they put me in front of these people, and I pretty much told them like this is me, you know, I'm cowboy. I'm going to sing this. Like, I'm not here to sing about back roads and a beer on a tailgate. Like, that's not what I'm doing. And you're not, you know, they kind of knew my direction. Those guys did. They understood it. But the Nashville people don't really understand that.
Right.
I ended up very tetrifying. Like, you go to Nashville, and anytime you're really singing to these labels, you're singing to like one guy or two guys, and they're at the top of this penthouse in this skyscraper building, and it's really awkward. Like, you're just sitting on the couch. It's like, yeah, play me a couple, you know. you play. Well, it ended up getting a deal with Sony Tree, which is a Sony company. They were trying to sign a record deal, and what ended up happening was like they were going to do a sign-on bonus, all this stuff, but they wanted to use their own producers. They had, you know, that would, you know, help their cost or whatever. And Win was the guy that got me there, and he was going to produce my stuff because he knew what I was going to do. And I'd already seen what had happened, or what happens in Nashville. So I met a guy there at Losers, at this really awesome bar.
Losers.
Yeah, it's called Losers. It's so awesome. You'll see famous people in there every day. Famous losers. Anyway, so I'm in there, and there's a guy in there, and he's like all grizzly looking and just real rough cut, you know, long hair and grizzly, and he's got this biker jacket on or whatever. I literally thought they were talking about music, and I thought he was like a violin player for somebody, you know. I didn't know who he was, but it was Randy Houser.
Oh yeah, not bad.
And at the time he had this song, I want to say it was like Almost Gone,
with my
something like that.
Going out with my.
It was right before that. It was before that. Almost Gone or Almost Home. Anyway, this song was going to number one. It was making its way up the charts. And so anyway, I met him, talked to him, and then we had a conversation for like, you know, an hour and a half. And then whenever I left there, about 3 months later, I came back, and this was at the same time I'm kind of working on this deal. He had hit number one with this song, and this label completely changed him. He had this flowery shirt on and these pointy-toed boots that were bedazzled.
Oh yeah.
And had like a perm
right up your alley, eh?
And makeup and stuff. And I was like,
make you into what they want.
No, and he didn't remember me at all.
Prick.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm in there, and I'm, you know, the deal was just like I pretty much told him, you know, this is me. Like, this is, not like this. I had a cowboy hat. This is like I look at, PBR.
Yeah.
And I said, that's that part, if you think you're going to change that, you can pretty much eat shit. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to sing about this. This is my avenue. And, if you don't like it, whatever. They were fine with that, but Wynn wasn't going to be able to produce it. So I'm one of those guys, like I was loyal to him because I wouldn't have been in there if it wasn't for him. So I just said, never mind. And I never found another deal. So I put out my own CD, like I said, in 2011 and left it at that.
Oh, cool. And that's
one and done.
So you were likely Cody Johnson's role model then, because he just goes up on stage with his Wrangler jeans and Wrangler shirts and Justin boots and Resistol hat. That's it.
Yeah, the first time I met Cody, he was like trying to tell his wife, like, this is the guy that sings Country Horse.
Yeah. Hey, Cole. Ladies, please report to the Cadillac. I love that. That's the start of the song. You got to get that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ladies.
So,
well, maybe we should.
I'm gonna leave all this singing and playing up to Cutter because we've got him.
Is he playing the guitar
lessons.
Oh,
yeah, man, he's learning. He's got an acoustic guitar. He's got an electric guitar. He really likes the electric guitar.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Is he into any Zeppelin or anything like that yet?
You want to play him something? You do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Show him. He's going to show you what he's learning.
Heck yeah.
Damn right.
That sounds great, huh?
He goes to lessons, though.
Tell him not to give up on that hockey, though.
Cutter.
Hi, Cutter.
Show him
Hey,
what
buddy.
you got.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Little Tennessee honey.
We're getting there.
Wait, I'm going to do the. Pass it down.
But we got a show going on here. I'm about to play him another song. Oh, here you go. Here's some Metallica.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Good work, cowboy. That was awesome. Right on. Well,
I'll play you one more.
Yeah, let's play one more.
That's a good reason to keep you strumming the guitar right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll be teaching me stuff for too long.
Probably.
That's how it goes.
Here's another rodeo song I wrote with Kevin Denny, was probably one of the greatest singers. They go out there in Nashville, had some big hits, and Win Barble.
Yeah.
And I put this one together. It's called Same Old Bull. It's all about rodeo, man.
Sweet.
Bring it.
I've been laid up a couple months. Figured that I'd heal back up enough to ride. So I entered up in Omaha. The road was good, not much law and easy drive. I walked in to pay my entry fee. Miss Carey said, you can't compete until you pay that fine you got in San Antonio. Same old bull, same old rodeo. I paid up and asked her who'd I get. She said they hadn't drew them yet, but it won't be long. So I walked out behind the chutes to see how Pistol and the crew getting along. They started interesting me. She finally let him off the leash, and a bunch of other wore out jokes. Same old bull, same old rodeo. Where the winter bites and the women cry, 'cause the cowboy just ain't never home. It ain't no life, it's the only life I know. Same old bull, check the draw. They had it hanging on the wall. Oh, damn. I thought, what the hell's the chances? Something like this happening to an honest man. Well, I drew one called Devil's Dream. That sorry hook in SOB put me out of work 2 months ago. Same old bull, same old rodeo. Where the winter pies and the women cry, 'cause a cowboy just ain't never home. It ain't no life, it's the only life I know. Same old bull, same old rodeo. It's the same old bull, same old rodeo.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Love it. Love it.
Unreal. Hey, and Colby, you can still buy Right Amount of Renegade on iTunes and everywhere, right? Your album?
Yeah, it's all on iTunes.
Yeah.
All right, get it.
I don't know where
peeps.
any
All our
CDs,
listeners.
I don't know. I really don't know if there are any more CDs left out there. I did do a CD, an actual CD. I don't know who uses those much anymore, but
you can still download it on iTunes.
Put a good picture of my granddad on the back of it.
Yeah.
I wish I had.
That's awesome.
He's got this Brammer by the balls. Yeah, hold of him.
No wonder you loved him.
So Colby, one story that I do want to get into with you is our friend Billy Jack Kinney, and for those that don't know, it would be your alter ego or somebody that you know very well. I got to see it one time only in Tulsa back in, I don't know, probably 2012. And I got a short period of it with a call to David Bailey, and we were trying to buy some semen off of him. So that was great. You could probably fill us in a little bit more on the whole Billy Jack Kinney if you're into talking about that.
Yeah, so Bull Riders we were so innovative, right? Like this was the problem, because we were always looking for fun, and when they ran out of fun, we had to look somewhere else. And so I'm playing the guitar typically, in the lobby or wherever, and then they kick us out because we're getting way too rowdy, and maybe they didn't like the songs that we were singing, probably. And so we had to figure something else out. And a long time ago, before I got into PBR, I did this as a joke to one of my friends, and I called his aunt who owned a cleaners called Buffalo Country Cleaners, and it's here at Haltom City in the DFW Metroplex. And like, she's so gullible, like, I'm just gonna jack with her, right? So I called her up, and I really, like, anytime I called anybody, just like David Bailey, I really had no idea, just kind of had a base of what we were going to go off of. And then I took it off Left Hill down the dirt road after that, right? So
Down the dirt road.
I called my friends, and she's running this cleaners, right? And she's, she gets all stressed out too sometimes, Anyway, I called, and this girl that was the front desk answers. And she's like, "You're Buffalo Country Cleaners." I'm like, "Yeah, listen, this is Billy Jack Kinney down there in Jacksboro. Look, I got the prize-winning buffalo down here, 2 years of running, named Buford. And you know as well as I do that he's been out here, it's been raining for the last couple of weeks, and Buford's been out here rolling around in the mud, and he's kind of dirty. And I tell you what, I was wondering how much you charge down there to clean your buffalo up, because I got this deal coming here, and we got to get him clean." And she's like, sir, we're a close cleaning place. We don't clean buffalo. I said, "My God, that's not what your damn sign said right there on the outside of Buffalo Country Cleaners. I got the prize-winning buffalo, real dirty, needs a good cleaning, and I want to know how much you charge there. So just go quit beating around the bush and just give me the answer. She puts the lady on the phone, we go on for at least 20 minutes. I'm like, look, I don't care how you get it done. I'll pay you. I'm on my way right now with Buford, and you got a water hose, soap in a bucket. I don't give a shit. I got to get this done because we've won the ribbon 3 years in the damn row, and we can't let this, not happen again. And it's coming up here. So, I had a lot of fun with it. So, we are in some bull riding, and I'm like, well, let's just call somebody, Yeah. I got this guy and just played Billy Jack Kenny, and we're all hammered, right? This is just how it goes. So I called so many people. I really want to think that Cody Lambert might have been one of the first guys I called. Actually, wrong. I called Chad Berger, and I called him first, and I sold him some bulls, and he has a bull right now that he named after this phone call that we had. It was like 2-3 in the morning, and I called Berger, and I'm like, yeah, listen, I'm looking for that Chad Burgess fella down there that does the PBR bucking bulls. He's like, yeah, this is him. Who's this? I said, well, it's Billy Jack Kenny down there in Jacksboro, and I have a deal for you. Now, I got 3 bulls that I'm trying to get in here, and I done called Cody Lambert, and he said he wouldn't take them, but I figured if I sold them to you, you might be able to pull these strings together and get these bulls down in here in the big show. And I tell you what, they are Brazilian eliminators. I guarantee you that Batter de Olivini can't ride this son of a bitch. And went on forever. Like, it's told him about all these bulls, and Chad was laughing his ass off. He's like, they're sold. I got it done. Don't you worry. They'll be at the next show. Immediately hang up with him, and I call Lambert. Well, you got to think, Lambert's like, livestock director of the PBR. So he's got to answer the phone. There's been bulls get out in the city before, right? This has happened. He's got to be alert all times. So he answers at 4 in the morning.
Oh.
Hello, hello. You can tell he's been sleeping. Listen, this is Billy Jack Kenny down there in Jacksboro. I heard you might be the person to call here on these bulls. I'm going to tell you what, told me I can't get these bulls in, but I sold these bulls to Chad Burgess down there, and he's going to put them over there at your bull ride. Told me guaranteed they're going to get in. They're Brazilian eliminators, and you tell you what, you want to wipe out that Kike Pacheco fella, he ain't going to be no sweat here. I got this bull dog. So one of them sitting bull. You seen that bull sitting bull? Yeah. So sitting bull. I said, guarantee he come out there, and if he ain't got him down, he'll sit down like a dog. If they're still there, then he gonna get up, shake it off, and then I'll tell you what, he'll just actually roll on over and get rid of them Brazilians every time. I promise you.
Roll right over.
Yeah. You ain't gotta waste any bones on this deal.
Oh,
we called
awesome.
So many people, man. It was a blast. And then I just, I quit. I quit doing. I didn't take it to the Del Brisby level,
Yeah.
But after watching Del, I should have done that.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah,
no shit. Yeah. The original.
JB was with him last night. He told him, Del, this is the real alter ego. He needs to break this out.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, good stuff. Fun times.
Yeah. What about it in Mexico when you went to the PBR?
Mexico.
Chihuahua?
Everybody wants to forget about Mexico.
No.
Every time we've been there. That one ended up like, I literally had to write a letter to Randy Bernard apologizing for my actions.
Oh.
I think I apologized for my friends too.
Which friends? Can we name names?
But they set this up. Like, they set this up on their own. Like, they did this to us. When we showed up at Chihuahua, Mexico, when we checked into the hotel, they handed us over every single bull rider, every bull rider. got a full bottle of Satol, which was like tequila times 2.
Oh yeah.
Found that out a little bit later. They had a big parade. And Corey Rash was, so we're at the back of the parade, started at 9 a.m. Everybody's already wasted. I'm at the back, we're in the back of a truck. There's like 4 or 5 bull riders. Well, I see Corey get out, and he hops up the next float. Well, he just starts hopping floats until he finds the one he wants to get on. And I'm talking about the streets are packed full of people. So I'm like, hell with this. I'm not going to sit in the back of the truck. Like, I'm going to do the same thing. So we just keep hopping around. I'm going to make this kind of a long story short somewhat. Like, I kept hopping. There's a big bull. Corey Rash, by the time I got up there to it, like several, maybe 10 stations up, Corey Rash is on this big, like, pinata bull as big as like a 18-wheeler. Like, it's kicked out, you know, and he's riding it, you know, just waving at people. And so I'm like, I'm whatever, I'm mosey on by. I end up on a horse with Robbie Condra. And we lost everybody. Like that, I don't know. Like, I mean, you hear stories like, "Don't go to Mexico. Like, this is bad. You know, bad things happen or whatever." We obviously
make the wrong turn in Mexico.
We made the wrong turn. We obviously didn't care. But we got down there. We're just riding to the middle of a town, and we've lost the parade. We have no idea how to get back there. No, let me keep also let you also know that I don't really like horses that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never really had too much success with them. So I just, luckily I didn't care. I was just, you know, hammered. So we kept going through town anyway. The night moves on, and they have this big, I guess, reunion or party or whatever at the governor's mansion. This is a beautiful mansion, man. Like, it's marble floors, and it's ridiculous when you go inside. It's a big atrium, you know, surrounded 2-story, like concrete balconies, you know, like artistic, you know.
They took all you bull riders there?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. What were they thinking?
I have no idea, but we were already hammered at 9 a.m. and this was at, you know, 6 at night, 7, 8, whatever. They got a band, you know, full band down there playing. Everybody's out there, you know, drinking Satol or Tecate or whatever they can get.
Whatever.
And ended up like, I go up on the top, and I get, you know, it's one of the reasons why I quit drinking a long time ago. I haven't drank in over 4 years probably. Because when I got to a limit, a certain point, something switched, and I absolutely gave no shits.
Yeah.
and if something would trigger me, and I'd be like, "Yep, that's what I'm doing." Well, there's like a sombrero down there, to some sombreros on each side of the stage. And so I was like, well, I really want to wear one of those. So I just got one down there, and I got one. And I'm like, I think somebody probably got it out there somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I made there's a Humps and Horns magazine down here, and I'm double fisted Tecates with a sombrero on that says Chihuahua or something like that. Yeah, man. So I was like, I was pretty lit up, and I got this sombrero on, and there's this little girl running around, and then I'm chasing her. Let me find out it's the mayor's daughter.
Oh yeah.
And I was just trying to like hat whip her, you know.
Oh boy.
I got escorted out. Val escorted me out.
That's a good guy to have with you.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're done, bud. I'm like, what happened?
What happened?
He spoke Spanish to the cab driver, told him to take me back to the hotel, I'm guessing. I obviously didn't like that plan, so I talked him into taking me some hole in the wall club
Oh, fuck.
where they take their clothes off. And come to find out, some other guys split. So there's other guys that have, great stories too, because they got in a fight in some bar. I think Rob Bell was in there, and Robbie Condra went that way. Other guys ended up where I was. I was by myself there for a little while with a bucket of beer.
How happy were you when you saw a couple of your buds walk through the door?
Oh,
Just
dude,
the highlight of the weekend, eh?
Y'all found me. Yeah, thank God, because I really didn't know how to tell them to get me back to the hotel. I was really just probably going to sleep in the alley, and it was really grungy looking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Speaking of Val, could you imagine some of the stories Val could share?
Oh, Val's got good ones, I promise. And James.
Oh,
yeah.
The best.
They both have some good ones.
Val and James still on the back of the chutes, looking after security still?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Back there doing good.
Okay, well, Colby, we've held you for a long time. I do apologize, but we appreciate you very much.
Yeah,
I know. I can keep going.
Oh, fuck! I got 10,000 different fucking things wrote down still that I want to ask.
I know.
We'll have to do it again. But Scott has one question that we ask all the people that come on the show. So Scott, you can hammer this one.
Well, Colby, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man. I do miss you. I was just telling the guys before this all got started, you came up to Canada so much here for a while. You had dual citizenship, man. It was, I hope we can get back to that sooner than later once all this stuff kind of gets out of the way. But Jason and Tanner, this is obviously called the NFP podcast and hashtag NFP. And I'm sure you know kind of what that revolves around. We won't get too deep in it, but we just want to know, what does NFP mean to you?
It means a lot. I think it means what a generation has put out before that needs to continue on. I feel like it is the heart and the soul of being a cowboy. There's a lot to it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it says a lot to your characteristic if you can live by that little hashtag there,
I like that, because I tell you what, when I created it, there wasn't a lot that went into it, but exactly what I said.
That's it.
That was it. But you're right. You nailed it. You know what?
Yeah.
Colby sent me a pic. He had, when Cutter started playing hockey, which we'll have to tell that story too another time. You give him the option to do whatever he wants. He picks hockey, but it wasn't riding bulls. So you guys were good with it, right? And you sent me videos and stuff, and he had his 3D bull riding sticker on his hockey helmet. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It made
man. Day. Hey, still to this day, I think he wears those hats all day, every day, man.
Okay, I'll get some more sent down to him. Let him know he's got some coming.
Those are his favorite hats.
Is he a flat brim kind of guy?
He likes the flat bill, yep.
All right, okay. Same address as the last time?
That's it, man.
Okay, done. Tell him I'm putting some in the mail for him.
I'll do it. He'll be excited.
Awesome. Okay, Colby. Well, once again, we appreciate you coming on the NFP podcast presented by 3D Entertainment. That was a fun episode. We'll be talking to you soon.